So it all comes to this, the final 4th gen standard I will ever upload, and the final 4th gen game I ever had, and who better to have this against than fellow Diamond Brother Kamon. You know, we already had some great games against Makar in the tournament, which hasn't actually been uploaded yet, but here we go, it's the last 4th gen standard we're going to have. And here we go. Kamon's going to lead out with a D-Bros staple Crobat, and I'm going to start out with the only thing I think I've ever actually bred with the intent to lead, which is Nidoqueen. So, knowing what D-Bros Crobat likes to run, I'm pretty sure he's just going to taunt, and he's going to have nothing to do against Aggron, who's about to come in, and that's what we're going to do. This Aggron, I think, is Life Orb, not Choice Banded, but it's still going to wreck something when it comes in, and takes the taunt as expected. Of course, he doesn't want me to get Hazards up too early. I also don't know if he has a spinner, so... now something's going to take a nice big Life Orb head smash. Of course, since we're taunted, we can't Rock Polish this turn. That's why it's Life Orb and not CB. But something is going to get waxed with a head smash unless it's going to resist it and has really big physical defense. See what that's going to come in. And since in Metagross, which I'd say qualifies for both those two things. On top of that, we unfortunately miss a head smash, but... I guess that's not the worst miss in the world. We do save some Life Orb recoil on something that wasn't going to die in one hit, so be it. So think about who to go to here. I don't know what kind of Gross it's going to be. I know Kamon likes to run a Gilligross, so we have to be aware of that. And so we're going to go into, I guess, the physically bulkiest thing on this team, which is going to be Fori. Takes an Earthquake. Since it is, most likely going to be a Gilligross, we're not going to be outspeeding it, certainly. And it turns out he is Life Orb, so that means it could definitely be a Gilligross. It's probably not going to be a bulky one at any rate. And I believe this fortress actually does not have Earthquake. It's got Zap Cannon instead. So we're just going to take this turn to set up rocks as Arcanine comes in, gets the Intimidate, just in case I did want to go through with an Earthquake. And no, we're just going to get some rocks up right quick. So this Arcanine... I know Kamon runs a bulky Arcanine sometimes, but I'm not sure what attacks it's going to have, so I'm just going to go over to Gardevoir to trace and Intimidate, and then if it wants to hit on the special side, then it's a Gardevoir, so there we go. Also, before the match started, I did tell him I was going to break a certain standard clause, but you'll find out what that is later. So anyway, takes a Fire Blast, and doesn't actually take it that well. It does over half. This thing's actually Life Orb as well, so there's a good chance it might be Life Orb with Morning Sun to recoup some of that HP. I know with Protect I'll be able to live another one, and I think this Gardevoir actually has Toxic over Will-O-Wisp, because I forgot that Gardevoir can't get Will-O-Wisp as a TM in 4th gen for some reason. So, oh well, I just random caught this thing, or not random caught, but I caught it in a Love Ball probably. Anyway, so I'm just going to Protect, get some leftovers gain, and that'll put me above another Fire Blast. And if we can land Toxic on this thing, if it's remotely bulky with Morning Sun and Life Orb, then that'll be additional damage that's going to be taken every turn, and that'll be good to go. I can also just set up a Wish, since I am low on hit points. If he wants to switch out, then that would be good, get some hit points back. He's shown me 2 things that are immune to Toxic as well, so I'm not sure I feel about that. But we are just going to set up a Wish right here, just in case he wants to go into one of those 2 things. Metagross certainly, physical attacker would be good to bring into a Gardevoir, and would also dodge a Toxic. I don't want to reveal Toxic, maybe not necessarily just yet. So Wish is in the air. He does burn me, which doesn't bother me too much since I do have Heal Bell. This Gardevoir actually has no direct damage attacking moves, so that's something to keep in mind. Since in Metagross now, as we just Protect and make sure we get back up to full HP, minus burn, of course. And now I guess we're good to go right back to Fori. He's going to be racking up Life Orb damage. Fortress doesn't exactly have any form of recovery, but it's going to take the hits best that it can, and it does have Zap Cannon in case it does want to agility up. We can get it nice and slow, assuming, of course, Zap Cannon lands. So that's going to be the plan here, as we see what move he wants to go for. If he wants to maybe risk an agility, or just, how about just switch right out to Gastrodon? How about that? Expecting to switch out into Fortress, and Gastrodon's not going to care about that Stealth Rock damage. Of course, that's basically a free switch. And so I'm not afraid of Toxic, obviously, but I definitely don't want to take repeated Earth Powers. I have nothing to do with the Gastrodon. I don't even have Earthquake, so I don't think I can even touch it. I can't spin, and I forget what this guy's 4th move is, but apparently it's not going to be very useful either. So we're going to have to switch out again right away. And I know D-Bros, I know what D-Bros Gastro standardly runs, and I'm just going to assume it's going to be an Earth Power right here. And in going to come Magic Man, Miss Magius. I decided to bring for this game, and he recovers just to scout, if I did have Earthquake packing on there, if I wanted to go ahead and smack him in the face, but I do not. So first things first, I believe we are going to put up a nice sub and see what he wants to do, if he wants to get a Toxic on there or whatnot. He however, just wants to Ice Beam, so yeah, we're of course immune to the stab Earth Power. And now that I've shown him sub, I'm thinking maybe he doesn't want to go for Toxic now, so I can pull a nice Calm Mind as he hits me with another Ice Beam, assuming I don't freeze. And that is what he does, so take a little bit of damage from the freeze, or from the Ice Beam. And now I see that that's doing under 25%, so now that's not going to break a sub. So now I'm going to sub here, hope he Toxics. If he goes for Ice Beam, it's not going to break a sub anyway. He ends up to just go for Toxic, which I think I actually just straight missed right there. I don't know if the message changes if you actually hit. But anyway, so played it pretty well right there, and we've got this thing in with +1/+1 with a sub up and 50%. Now, granted, Gastrodon is probably the best thing to be in to take the hits, but it's not going to get the sub broken anytime soon. So in comes Metagross, and we're going to go ahead and pull out another Calm Mind and see what wants to come in. And I think we probably at this point have enough hit points maybe to live a Bullet Punch if he packs it, so especially with another turn of Lefty's gain. So I'm hoping we can just 2-hit KO it with Shadow Ball right here and go ahead and get this thing out of the way, because Agilogross can be kind of threatening. Almost waxes it in one shot with a double special attack, but just goes for T-Bunch to break the sub. And after all this Lefty's gain, I'm back high enough that I'm pretty confident I can live a Bullet Punch. Despite being Life Orbed, and in fact, if it was Life Orbed, he'd come close to killing himself anyway. So, anyway, Life Orb, of course, does not hurt you if you hit a sub, not in 4th gen anyway. I think it does in 6th. So, I just finish off the Gross with the Missy, and it's back up to usable hit points, so cool. So, here's Crobat, and takes some damage from Stealth Rock, and kind of just like last time, I can just go back into Aggron. Now, in this case, though, he might want to go ahead and predict that and U-turn out, and if I get Aggron in against something that can kind of threaten it, such as, potentially Arcanine, can outspeed and Will-O-Wisp, that would be kind of bad, but I figure he's probably just not going to want to mess around with it. If he goes for U-turn, something else is going to take a big Shadow Ball, so I expect just the Brave Bird trying to finish off the Missy, and that is what happens, of course, 4X resisted. And now, once again, we're in the same spot. Aggron's got a Head Smash coming in for somebody. Or perhaps we might want to switch up the attacks. Metagross is now gone, so there's not really much reason to not go for Head Smash here. So he's going to bring in Scarm, so another Steel-type physically stalwart thing, and we just go for EQ, in case he happened to have another thing in there. But yeah, that ended up to be definitely the wrong play. It was the wrong play if you stayed in too. So anyway, we're just gonna click Head Smash now. I'm not gonna fear this thing too much, as Head Smash, as you can see, is gonna do well over half because it's an Aggron, it's a Boss God. So it sets up that mid-game Stealth Rock, and should be pretty content to just Head Smash again here, which is definitely what I should do. However, I believe I end up misclicking, or I'm actually checking to see what the other options are. And yeah, I believe that was a misclick, and that's a Whirlwind, and that should be a dead Scarm, but oh well. Anyway, so Gardevoir comes in, and this is an interesting scenario. He's got Gastrodon and Skarmory. Gardevoir commonly carries Thunderbolt, but I've actually got Toxic, so, between Gastrodon and Skarmory, Skarm doesn't want to take T-Bolt, Gastrodon doesn't want to take Toxic. The other way around, they're both A-okay with. As soon as I show him Heal Bell, which I'm probably going to do sometime soon, he's going to see that I've got Wish Protect, Heal Bell, and only one other move. So here's Heal Bell, and now I've only got one move unseen. Is it Toxic or is it T-Bolt? If it's T-Bolt, then he definitely wants Lightning Whelk over there in. If it's Toxic, he definitely wants Skarmory in. So this is the turn to go for it, though. I don't care if I get Toxic, of course, because I have Heal Bell. So here we go. We're going to try to get Gastrodon Toxic. And if it works, then Gastro's going to be not totally useless, but, consider he's not going to be a threat to stay in there and stall all day, certainly, as I haven't seen a Cleric. However, Toxic misses. And on top of that, his lands, which I would definitely trade that landing for mine landing, because now he knows the jig is up, and he knows that now Skarm is going to 100% wall this Gardevoir, whereas Gastrodon needs to get the heck out of dodge. So, being full well aware that he is not going to stay in and take a Toxic with the Gastro, I'm going to go out into Fori and at least get those rocks spun away, as Skarm's going to come in again. It's going to pick up a Roost, but, because I do have Zap Cannon on this thing, That's going to be quite nice, as, you know, if we Zap Cannon at once, then I can get it paralyzed, and then I'm going to be faster than it, can hit it super effectively with Zap Cannon if it, as opposed to if it roosts. So just Zap Cannon first. I should probably go ahead and spin first, to be honest, to make sure we get that up. But I don't for whatever reason. So we're just gonna shoot with Zap Cannon. That's seems to be the goal right here. Get this thing damaged and paralyzed, as we can't get it toxic. And I guess he misclicks as well. So I guess that's misclick for misclick, because he sets up Stealth Rock. Could have been a prediction with Rapid Spin, except out of order, I guess. Sometimes you can do that, and, you know, they're gonna spin. So let me just set up rocks and gain lefties, that sort of thing. But anyway, so we do get the spin up anyway. My head jumps back into me, so now he sets up Stealth Rock, which is now helpful. I guess that's maybe why I didn't want to spin, because he was just going to set it right back up. But anyway, so Zap Cannon comes and does a lot, and gets the para, of course. It's 100% para. And now he's slower, so he doesn't have a chance to roost. So if we can nail another Zap Cannon in a row, this Foray is going to be beating the Skarm. So back up nice to full HP after taking a couple EQs from Metagross. And yeah, Foray's pretty good to go. It's just going to fire off Zap Cannon. You can definitely send in Gastro, but makes a risky play here going into Ape. Fortunately for him, my Zap Cannon misses, or that would have been a very disabled Ape. But it works out great, as now he can definitely threaten me out. And you know what? Of course, this is 4th gen. I don't have Sturdy, so we're not going to risk anything right here. You know, we want to be able to spin stuff away, certainly. Just kidding. We are going to risk stuff right there. So, ballsy play for ballsy play, as he misses a Fire Blast. That's only a 15% miss. You know, mine was a 50% miss. So, we get our spin up, which was... that is one of those times where it was the wrong play, or it was a bad play, but it ended up to be okay. You know, whatever. I don't know why I did that. That was entirely too risky, but it paid off, so whatever. Anyway, so thinking about who we can go to take this. We can go back to Gardevoir, or we could go into Tron. I guess I'm feeling her. You know, we've already got Rocks up. Or do we? Yeah, we have Rocks up, and from what I can see, these doesn't have a spinner, so it looks like they're going to stay up. I guess we just switch in Tron. Maybe he wants to... I don't know. He's probably not going to switch to Close Combat, so we're just kind of going to fodder Tron off here in case something cheeky happens. I guess we're just going to go for EQ. In case he wants to try to slack off or something like that. I know Kamon likes trying to slack off on Infernape. But yeah, so Tron just kind of gets foddered off at the expense of some Life Orb damage. And here we go. And comes Mega Man. We got Mega Man and Roll for this fight. And this is a Choice Scarf Gardevoir. So this one's offensive, the other one's defensive. So it's kind of like two different pokes, right? And it's different because shiny. Shout out to Xerxes versus Squirtlols for that one. Anyway. Should be pretty keen on just going for Psychic here, as we're going to outspeed Infernape, and since in Gastrodon, of course, I do actually pack Energy Ball on here for Gastrodon, because I'm playing Kamon, so of course I'm going to expect he's going to bring Gastro, and Psychic does a respectable amount, in my opinion, considering Debros Gastro is max special defense, but I don't want to stay in here, I don't think. It's not doing enough. Gastro, you know, isn't exactly offensively threatening, but, you know, it's doing less than he can recover, or less than recover will heal. So just go from Gardevoir to Gardevoir, and yeah, once again, you know, Skarm is Skarm dead? I think Skarm. I've lost track. Anyway, so we can potentially try to throw a Toxic at this thing. Maybe just get a Wish in the air. Might be all right too. Get some guys back to health. I believe Crobat is still hanging around. So that's still potential for us to come in with Aggron, certainly. And thinking about what to do here. Is he most likely going to switch out, of course, because of the threat of Toxic. You don't want your Gastrodon Toxic, kids. And so, yep, he's going to go back into Skarm. So, yeah, I didn't think Skarm was dead. And again, that's 100% wall here. And I just kind of still go for Toxic anyway, hoping that he might want to get too gutsy and stay in. But going to keep it safe, so well played. And what can we do about Skarm? Well, I think Aggron might be an alright switch, considering especially it's paralyzed, and yeah, but all it can do is whirlwind me out. So we are going to withdraw. However, yep, we are going to go into Hardman. And he's going to roost back up, and looks a little bit too high for me to finish. It's almost full. So yeah, we're just gonna head smash. Now we do have to be mindful of head smash PP, as I've used a couple of them, but it is paralyzed, so there's the potential for para hacks at some point as well. But I think probably head smash is just going to be our best go-to move here, and he's thinking about what to do. And there's a head smash, not going to miss with this one either. You know, I guess we already got our one miss for the game early in against Metagross. And he actually gets a para hacks there. I don't know what he went for. I think the only thing that Skarm really could have gone for was Whirlwind. So anyway, here we go. I take this as a chance to potentially just win the game on this move. I'm just going to Rock Polish up here. If he gets para hacks again or does something silly, like I don't know what, we can just win the game with a Rock Polish right there. But he reads it perfectly, or just continues to go for Whirlwind, of course, and ended up to be a wasted move. Probably should have just taken out the Skarm while I had the chance. You know, as that's going to make Gardevoir with Toxic all that better, as he doesn't have a Steel type anymore to be immune from it. So, anyway, this thing's in here now, and I don't believe it actually packs T-Bolt, so we're just going to have to hopefully 2-hit KO this thing with Shadow Ball, and if not, then hope that Brave Bird Recoil is going to take it down low enough. So, just going to trade Magic Man for Skarm Rate. However, Magic Man decides to live on 12 HP, and yet the Recoil still kills the Skarm Rate, which I'm kind of surprised at, considering Mismagius does not have the best max HP in the world. But anyway, so Crobat comes back in, and it's now at half HP. I could do the same old thing and go back into Aggron, but this time I think I'm just going to let it die. As you know, I've done that. That will have been the third time. I think he'll start wising up and predict that Aggron's probably going to turn in. Let me just U-turn. So that is what happens. And you know, again, I didn't want to let Aggron get a free drop in against Aggron. And this Missy honestly wasn't that much useful anymore. Certainly would have rather kept it around. But you know, stuff's coming into Stealth Rock, getting weaker, so that's going to be good. And here's Arcanine. You know, Roll is still this thing to take special hits with. If we can get this thing poisoned, that would be good. And that is what we're going to do. However, we also trace the Intimidate again. I don't know if he's got any physical attacks or not. Potentially E-Speed. I don't know if he's mixed or whatnot. He is Life Orb, though. So, anyway, so there's Fire Blast. And we can get this thing poisoned, which seems like it might be an okay idea. And that is what we do. We get it Toxic. And Roll is not going to be living, you know, we can't really protect for Lefty's gain anymore. And we also don't have time to clear it off either. So we can just put a Wish in the air and hope that something alright happens. Seems like that might be the best plan of action right now, as we can't do anything else offensively. Toxic is pretty much it. So there's a potential that Fire Blast could miss. You know, maybe we can get a Wish in the air for free. Not really. I suppose we could protect here just to get some more toxic damage on him. However, he goes for Hidden Power, trying to avoid the miss, and Roll is able to hang on with 15 HP and gonna put that Wish in the air. So she could take it herself, but toxic damage is starting to rack up. Actually, I believe I'm gonna just straight die to Toxic. Yeah, just die to Toxic right here. So at the expense of not wanting to risk the miss, I got a Wish in the air. So that's pretty handy, and that's going to prompt me to drop in, you know, from sister to brother, let's drop in Mega Man, trace Intimidate again, so it's now at -2, although I don't think that matters since it is pretty clearly Special Arcanine at this point. And we're just in here to Psychic, it looks like. I've seen Infernape, I've seen Crobat. We're just going to finish off this Arcanine, and with a crit no less. And Gastrodon is certainly going to come in here, so there's Roll's Wish for Mega Man. You know, it's just kind of cool to see. It actually didn't restore any HP, but it was still pretty cool to see. Pretty special. So, here's Gastro. We do have Energy Ball, but I'm Scarfed on the Psychic. Gastro does have some considerable damage on it already, and potentially, I guess there's me trying to click Energy Ball for some reason. Potentially, that might be a 2-hit KO. So, anyway, here we are. Probably our two signature pokes. You know, Mega Man, Shiny Gardevoir, the Blue Bomber coming in here with a special defense drop off Psychic. So with that, it looks like I'll be able to knock out Gastro with a special attack. So that is what we're going to go for, certainly. For some choice onto it. You know, I could switch out and get Energy Ball going on, but then his remaining two things resist Energy Ball, so why bother? There's the Psychic. It's going to take out the Gastro. No! Gastro coming in for Kamon at the end, hanging on. That had to be like 2 or 3 HP. And getting the special defense drop back. So Gastro trying to hang on for Kamon, just applauding the efforts. It's our two trademarks, I guess. Two mascot pokes, I suppose, out here. Duking it out. It's the last battle of 4th Gen. that we're ever gonna have, and everyone's just pouring their hearts out on the field right now, and we're just here to Psychic. Looks like that's gonna take out Gastro, and then Ape and Crobat, I believe, since I am my Timid or Modest, that's what we're gonna have to find out momentarily. And it has been doing some considerable damage. So Gastro goes down after the special defense drop. That seems to happen a lot to poor old Gastro. But it's happened once again. Here's Crobat. If I'm Modest, I don't outspeed it, and he can probably take me out with a Brave Bird. If I'm Timid, however, I will outspeed it. So which am I going to be? And of course, Mega Man's going to be Timid Natures plus Speed. It's going to have enough with Scarf to outspeed, and Psyche is going to take down Crobat, and that's just going to leave the Infernape left, which of course is going to get outsped as well. So there it is. I don't think I'd actually necessarily revealed Scarf up until that point with Crobat either. So there it is, Infernape at half health, and Mega Man getting to go on a mini sweep here at the end, closing out my last 4th gen game. I haven't actually used Mega Man Gardevoir too much, but there it is. So good game, Kamon. It was definitely one that I'm very, very happy to end with. Yeah, I got to, sorry for the double Gardevoir, but I felt like it was pretty appropriate. It's the last game, so thanks for having this match with me, buddy. There we go, 2 Devoir, there we go. Bad at conclusions, I suppose. But yeah, so after this, we got a cold tournament showcase left to upload, but yeah, I'm just glad that we got we got to see Mega Man Gardevoir up against Gastro, 2 of our favorites going at it. So that was pretty special there at the end game, and just Mega Man getting to take it home. I was quite pleased afterward, and there we go. Wouldn't be a Cooper video without a voice crack. So I think I'm just gonna leave it right there. Thanks again, Kamon. Hope to see you around a lot more in 6-2. And this is gonna be it for 4th. So after this tournament showcase, it's all over. See you guys for that. Later days.